You don't decide your future. Your habits and choices decide your future. And this is where all the Spurs will say, oh yeah, but we do decide our futures. Well, technically, yes. Theoretically, yes, we do decide our futures. But you decide your habits and choices first, and then your habits and choices decide your future. That's the key thing to understand it. So what do? Well, it's pretty simple. You fix your habits. You implement good habits. It's pretty straightforward there, You're here. Your habits and choices are in between your future. Make good habits, make good choices, and your future will be good and rewarding, right? It's common sense. Sometimes what we do, we overcomplicate the procedure. We overthink simple things. Sometimes it's just taking action, bro. Taking action, the correct steps, the correct habits, and correct choices that decide your future. I used to have this big problem. I used to overthink my future so much. There's a difference between dreaming and daydreaming. That's very key to note here, guys, right? Just because you're thinking about success all the time, just because you're thinking about, one day I'm going to drive this car, one day I'm going to have this business, it doesn't mean it's a goal and it's a dream. What you're actually doing is you're daydreaming. If you have a dream and then you have belief and then a plan to back that up and go chase those goals, you, my friend, then have to implement good habits and good choices to make that happen. There's a difference here. And implementing good habits at a young age is going to put you way further than the average person. You need to implement these good habits regardless. Now I'm going to give you some habits and choices you need to implement in order to get closer to those goals, right? Let's start with the first one. The first habit we're going to talk about is eating healthy, right? Giving your body the correct nutrition for it to function correctly. You need to fuel your body very correctly for it to function correctly. So don't neglect this. Avoid junk food, stick to natural foods, avoid processed foods, get your meats, get your fish, get your eggs in there. Eat foods like your ancestors, and that's a big thing. That's what we need to note here. Cut down on those sugar, cut down on those processed foods, and you'll feel a lot better. Next, we need to implement the habit of exercise. Exercise is a non-negotiable, right? You hear it in every video, every productivity video, every self-improvement video. You hear about the importance of exercise because exercise is a non-negotiable, bro. We have been doing it for years. When we were hunting animals, when we were fighting other tribes and, fighting for survival, we were exercising all the time. And today, what do people do? They sit on their flipping couch and they just, play video games all day and eat junk food. Bro, we are going like this. You can't argue your way out of exercise. Exercise is generally healthy. Exercise gives you that correct dopamine we need, right? Correct hormones that we need. And on top of that, it's just generally good for your mental health and your physical health. So get that in there. Next habit you need to implement is sleeping well, right? Getting good quality sleep of about 8 hours, right? Sleep is where you grow, you repair, and you recharge. You need that in order to function the next day at a high and optimum level in order for you to work hard and achieve your goals. Flipping on, almost lost my breath there. And last on this list, I would say meditating is a must. Meditating is a must, right? Meditating is a way of you to be present in the present moment. You're actually present in the present moment, which no one is today, right? You're talking to your dad or your uncle and they're zoning out, or you're talking to your brother and they're zoning out, they're on their phone. Bro, no one is mindful no more, bro. For focus, you need to be mindful. Meditating is going to put you in a state where you know what habits you're doing. For example, if happens bad for you, you're there presently, you won't do it. This piece of junk food is bad for you, so you won't eat it. It's going to help you. And on top of that, it's going to increase your focus levels, right? Your productivity is going to go higher. You're going to get closer to your goals. So in this video, I've told you that you decide your habits and choices before you decide your future. So pick your habits correctly. These are habits I've given you. And obviously, whatever grind or business or thing you're working towards, that's separate. I don't know what you're doing. You might be doing a dropshipping business. You might be doing property. Whatever you're doing, you need to do your own information, own habits. You need to do your own research and due diligence on that. And you need to implement these non-negotiable habits which I've just told you, and you will go a long way. Thank you for watching. Love.